Not very good lighting, huh? Move over here so maybe it will give me good lighting. Hello. So, I guess this is a big day. Finally at the place where I'm about to do something that I haven't been able to do since 1992. The fall of 1992. So that would make it 92, 2002, 2012 is 20 years. 27 years. So it's been 27 years. So I was in this, on this, whatever you call it. I was, this is so stupid because, for whatever reason, that keeps blacking me out. Back in the summer of 92, I went on a 6-month tour to, I was up in the Northwest Territories on a military posting, and in that period of 6 months, there was 4 men that were trying to get my love, I guess, want me to be with them, fighting for me, whatever you want to call it. 3 of which I didn't really have any interest in. But anyway, let's get closer to here. Just there. This is better, right? Alright, let's see if this will work. I just need something to lean my phone against. So I'm about to put some makeup on here. There. Is that better? I'm closer to. Alright. 27 years ago. That makes me really, really old. Anyway, I have this ponytail in my hair because my hair is just being extremely stupid. I just washed it last night, and it's at a stage right now where I have a lot of curls, and it just goes everywhere. It does whatever the hell it wants. And so I'm going to try and fix it up later. But anyway, yeah, so this is kind of a big deal. So I've decided to put on my makeup and do a big makeover. Anyways, when I was in Alert, in the Northwest Territories for 6 months, I wanted to be friends with this man who was, I don't know, at least 5 years older than me. His name was Barry, and he hung out with 2 people that I went to boot camp with. So I figured that these people wouldn't have hung out with him if he wasn't a decent person, because I knew the other 2 boys. At the time we were very young. We were like 18, 19 years old. I figured they wouldn't hang out with somebody who was shady, right? And so even though I didn't know Darren and Richard, his name was Richard at the time, even though I didn't know them really, really well, because we'd only just met like a few years before that or whatever, I wanted to hang out with them there. And so in my mind, for whatever reason, I thought that if I hung out with men, I would be safe there. You know, as my friends, they'd be able to protect me. I don't know, whatever, right? And I was dating somebody at home, which I turned out marrying anyways at a later time. So yeah, that's great, right? Anyways, that happened. And about 2 months into my posting, or 2.5 months, I was asked to go, Barry asked me to meet him at his room after my shift, or after working, or whatever. And I was excited because I thought that, you know, I'd already asked to be like his friend or whatever, and wanted to hang around with him. Anyway, got to his room, he closed the door, and I remember that he put on some nice music, And then he looked at me and he threatened, within the 10 or 15 minutes, he turned the music down or off or whatever he did. And he said he was going to rape me before I left there, that there was going to be nothing that I'd be able to do about it. And then I started heading for the door, shooting really fast towards the door, and he said, "Just kidding." You know, "Don't worry," he says, "I'd never do that to you. I want to be your friend." You know, in the beginning he said he wanted to be my friend, and then after he said, "I just called you to my room to say, you know, I never did want to be your friend. I never cared about you. I never did want to hang out with you, and you know, you look just like my wife, and so I'm going to rape you," because he was apparently angry that she had left him. God knows why. Anyway, great, right? So, anyway, that happened. And then for 2.5 months later, I had no idea. Like, it was at the very back of my mind, because I had believed him and stopped thinking about it after a month or so, that, you know, I'm a nice person, why would anybody want to hurt me? Blah, blah, blah. Didn't hear from him. He didn't talk to me. I didn't talk to him after that. I just basically stayed as far away from him as I possibly could. Anyway, so 2.5 months later, we did have a party. After the party, he did rape me. And for the whole 2.5 months before that, when I was hanging around with this guy named Ken, you know, that I said I just wanted to be his friend, and he didn't want that either. He says girls and boys can't be friends, and that he just wanted me for other reasons, sex reasons, and to date me or whatever. And so, yeah, so that kind of happened. And then he tried to, you know, constantly try to get me to go out with him, whatever. And I kept saying no. I have somebody at home, blah, 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 whatever, right? And he was, so near the end there, after a few months there, I was wearing this blue eyeshadow. And a lot of people said I looked really pretty in it or whatever, and others would say, you know, you have no right wearing that here, because there's a lot of men here that their wives and girlfriends are back home, and that I had no right wearing it. And, you know, this was before all the human rights and everything was fucking going on. Anyways, after my rape, I stopped. I told myself that I wasn't going to look pretty anymore. Stopped wearing makeup. Started wearing ugly clothes like sweats and stuff. And ugly things. So I thought that if I don't put makeup on and I don't look pretty anymore, and I start eating a lot of food and gaining a lot of weight, nobody's going to want to harm me again. Nobody's going to want to look at me. Basically, that was my idea. And you have to understand, I was only 21 years old back then, so I haven't worn blue eyeshadow for 27 years. And today, for the first time in 27 years, I'm going to put on blue eyeshadow and do it my face. So I thought I would do that in front of everybody, because this is kind of a big moment for me. Yeah, so here we go. Right, I was just dusting and cleaning all my makeup because I thought it might be a good idea to do that. Sideways here so you could see me. There. Okay, so I've already put on my eyelashes, which I haven't wore in weeks. And now I'm going to do this. 27 years is a really, really long time to be upset about something like that. And as you can see, I have gained a lot of weight through the years, although I am 50 now, so I'm substantially older, so I'm not going to be near as beautiful as I was many years ago. But there was Ken, that was after me, and Richard Newton near the end wanted me to choose him over my boyfriend back home, there was another older man who was a cook that said he wanted to shack me up in an apartment and have me be his mistress, which I looked at him and laughed and said, you know, no hope in hell of that one happening. And then my boyfriend at home that I had been dating for a while at this point, I think it was at least a year, which I was still in love at that time, in love with. I wasn't really wanting to go out with other people. And on top of that, all the technicians that were working there had a bet to see who would get me in the sack first. Because apparently I was one of the few that was single there, that actually looked like a woman. And a lot of women there looked more like a man than they did a woman. They weren't very, let's just say they weren't very sexy or good looking or hot. And apparently I was. So the person that got me was in the bedroom was the one who had drugged me and had me. I was passed out. That was the only way that he won that bet. And I don't really consider that winning, so I think that was a cowardly thing for him to do, to take away my innocence and all that shit, whatever. So I know not many out there is going to care or understand the depth of this and how big of a deal this is, other than myself and maybe God. But either way, here we are. So I'm going to do up my makeup here and show you for the first time what I look like with all of this on. I guess I'm going to put some blush on. Although I should probably put that on last. And I don't see any of my lipstick, which is really odd. So how am I going to finish this video if I don't even have my lipstick on? Somebody explain that one to me. Okay. So, because of my severe mental illness, it's really hard for me to really remember or even have the energy or even the want or desire to make myself look pretty. Never used to be that way. Okay, so that's done. Now what? Oh, I've even got hair mascara. I don't think I'll need that. So I'm going to put some of this powder on, and then I'm going to go away for just a few seconds, and I'm going to rinse my hair. Rinse my hands. Gotta get this makeup off of me. It's another thing I'm doing that I haven't done for quite a while now, because I've been that sick. I'm cleaning my makeup. I'm dusting my mirror here. I actually like very clean things, but I haven't been well enough to do things the way that I want for so fucking long now. Okay, so I'm just going to put a bit of powder on. Which, guess what? I forgot to do. Whatever. I want to share this with whoever is there, because I want you to see that somebody can rape you and hurt you and do terrible things to you, and that if you want and you choose, you can choose to fight back, and you can choose to get to a place where you can find some happiness again, So today is, I guess, one of those moments. And here we are. So there, I've dusted that really nice. And I'll be back in a few seconds. Alright, I just gotta go and rinse my hands. I'm back. So I don't know about other people when they put their makeup on. I don't know how they do things. But for me, after I put the powders and stuff all over my face and get the blush and everything all over my hands, I have to wash that off before I continue. So here we are. Alright, so that's that. My eyelashes are on. All of my makeup's on, hiding all my imperfections. So 27 years ago, I would have been much younger. I was like 23, 24 years old. Very sought after, I guess. I was quite good looking. I don't know. I never saw all that stuff, but apparently I had to be all right if I had 4 men after me in a 6-month period, and 3, and 1 at home that we weren't even engaged or anything, and expecting me to not enjoy myself at all for that long period of time, not have any kind of relationships. We had decided we were going to be exclusive anyway, so whatever. Maybe that was a mistake at that age to make that kind of commitment, right? Nevertheless, I did. And, well, I guess I wanted to stick to it, So that's what I did. I stuck to it. Anyway, all of that's clean now. And I don't know what half of this shit is. I think this is a mascara. And whatever. Okay, so here's the big moment right now. Here's the big thing here. This is the thing that I haven't been able to do for 27 years. I used to love blue eyeliner, and I stopped wearing it, and I haven't put it on because it's reminded me of that rape for 27 years. So here's my palette, and here's the blue that I'm going to use. And I'm about to put some on for the first time. Here we go. Here we go. I realized all these years later that wearing the makeup wasn't going to prevent me from having anything bad happen to me, and that I did nothing wrong by wanting to look pretty while I was there. It's not something that I should have ever felt guilty about. But I did feel guilty about it. And I'm going to show you what I look like 27 years later, of course. Here's one, and here is 2. That's a huge moment in my healing, believe it or not. It's really, really, really. Oh. To many, this would seem insignificant. But you know what? It's time for me to start healing. It's to start taking these baby steps. So that's what I'm going to do. There you have it. I'll give you a close-up in just a minute. Okay. I'm just going to clean this mirror. This will always be a big day for me. Always. for the rest of my life. And it's okay. I know now that it's okay for me to be beautiful. And that it's okay for me to be whatever I want to be. And that nobody has the right to take away somebody's innocence. Ever. I don't care who you are. So, I'm going to take this little bit of blue off. And then I'm going to give you the final view. There we are. Here I am. In my blue mascara, or my blue eyeshadow. And I don't know why everything keeps doing what it's doing, but here we are. I may not be as beautiful as I was 27 years ago. And it's taken 27 years to be able to do that. But I'm going to start wearing it now for the rest of my life. So I'm going to go find my lipstick now. But you take care. And thank you for sharing that moment with me. Bye.